Hello everybody, it's your old friends at Nerds Are Us, and welcome to another exciting edition of Watch Graps with me. The regulars, myself, Jonathan, Foxy and Amy joining you, and shockingly, 3 episodes in, we have another special guest. And Fran's going to be super jealous because it's even more of a special guest than normal. It's the feminist icon, Katey Harvey. Welcome to the show, Katey.
Thanks, I'm very excited about this. This is a good
I wonder why. I wonder why.
Yes, it's a real mystery to us all why you'd be excited about this. I mean, there's nothing in your personality or your likes that would really lead us into what we're going to watch now.
Definitely not in my wheelhouse. No,
not at all. So if anyone watched the second episode, you will have heard that I had picked out the theme for the next round, and it was supposed to be the best worst matches. We are going to still do that, don't worry. We're just going to give that a little time to flourish, let's say, because it's spoiled for choice. However, Katey, seeing that you are our special guest and far more popular than the 3 of us combined, I thought it was a good idea if we get you to pick a theme. So you picked WCW. Why?
I am a staunch believer that WCW is the golden era of wrestling. It's what I grew up watching. Like, you need to understand, when I was growing up, we didn't have access to WWE.
Yes.
Like, we didn't have Sky Sports. We had a shitty cable where we got TNT. So, like, our lives revolved around Nitro and Thunder, and that's the way it was.
Yeah.
So, one of the few people to get cable.
Oh yeah, like it's a real culture thing. If you talk to people like from the sticks, like we watch WCW, that's where the divide happens. Like, you know.
This was actually, I actually will say this. When I realized we were going to be doing WCW, I managed to find something that I think actually Katey will get a kick out of. So just bear with me a second.
It's all very exciting. We didn't prep this, so this is all news to us.
Yeah.
Amy likes to spring surprises on us just before recording. You know, it's just it's part of our gimmick, you know.
Yeah, I like to do everything. So I started thinking, I couldn't really remember anything about WCW. I wasn't really a massive WCW head. My brother, however, was a massive wrestling head altogether, and this is what he had.
Is that a board game?
It is the WCW Ultimate Guide.
Oh, amazing.
And it is from, I'm going to see if I have the year in it. I don't know if the year is going to be on it.
It looks 19.
Check the print on the back.
Yeah, the print at the back.
Aha. This is from the year 2000.
Wow.
This is when this was bought. So this is, 20 years old? This
Jesus.
is a book, for a book that's 20 years old that, like, is in my room. This is, holy shit, like, this is actually in excellent condition. There's a bit of paint on the bottom of it for some strange reason. But, yeah, I found the Ultimate Guide. And it has their training. Rick Steiner, it has anyone who was on their roster at the time, to be honest with you, from the year 2000. So,
That's
yeah.
amazing.
Oh, Terry Funk is in it as well.
Oh my God, I love him. Obsessed.
I love Terry Funk.
Don't you dare.
Amy's a big fan of my Terry Funk impression.
Oh no, what?
Yeah, it's...
Everyone loves him.
I hate you so much. But yeah, like I'm just gonna very quickly just say something here on this one, right? So it has like the history of WCW, Ric Flair, Crowbar, David Flair, heavyweight championship, Kurt Hennig, cruiserweights. Like it's actually really funny. They don't seem to like put anything in plural, like training, hardcore. Brian Knobbs and Fit Finlay. Battle Royal, not Battle Royals, like it's just Battle Royal. No introduction to anything else. Thunder, which I thought was something else. Headlock, yeah, Valets, yeah, it's all here. Oh my God. Oh, I opened it on Buff Bagwell.
Did you know he stopped wrestling because he got botched calf implants?
What?
For real?
Yeah, I was watching an MTV show one day and it was about botched plastic surgery and he was on it just randomly, like I didn't go searching it out, and he'd actually got calf implants to look like Sting. Because in his head, Sting was the pinnacle of like wrestling, and they ended up getting really botched, and I think they got like seriously infected. And so that's the story of Buff Bagwell.
That's
mad.
mad.
Wondering why he's not currently WWE champion. That's part of the reason.
I find it funny that it's like, I look at Sting, and what stands out? His massive calves.
Yeah, the calves. That's what makes the man. Not the face paint, not the fucking overcoat, not the bat.
Not the charisma.
I'm not gonna lie.
charisma.
I'm gonna have to be honest here. It took me a really like embarrassingly long time to realize what Sting was actually doing with the face paint. And what makes it worse is The Crow is one of my favorite movies.
Oh.
Right. So I
Didn't
literally
click.
nothing clicked with me whatsoever with regards to that, and it wasn't until I was watching it back or something on YouTube and I saw him come down from the rafters and he did the Eric Draven like down from the rafters, and I just went, oh. And my brother,
now I
like,
get it. It's a reference.
My brother was like, are you all right? And I'm like, it's The Crow. And honest to God, I actually think part of my brother died that day when he was like, oh my God. And he goes, you've taken far too many hits to the head. It's like, you're only copping this now. I was like, yeah. But yeah, so I thought you'd actually get a kick out of this, and I'm nice to see that everyone did actually get a little bit of an eye out of it. But yeah, so I still have this after 20 years. Oh, Rowdy Piper. Oh shit, I've done it again. I'm sorry. I'll put it away. Sorry, it's gone. I get distracted really easily.
It is
Shiny red ball.
So, without further ado, then let's kick off with our opening contest, scheduled for one fall. I guess I don't know. I've never done that before. We're gonna start off with Katey's one. Seeing that you have given us a theme, it's fair to say that you're going to set the pace. So, what match have you given us tonight?
So this is genuinely my favorite WCW match. This is 3 Count versus the Young Dragons in a ladder match at New Blood Rising. But here's the thing: this wasn't for titles. This was for the right for 3 Count to sing again. So if 3 Count lost this match and didn't grab the gold record, they would not be allowed to perform again.
I just realised that I'm gonna get to see Shannon Moore. I just realised that I'm actually gonna get to see a match with Shannon Moore.
Everyone in this match is actually class. Like, I did pick this for a genuine reason because like WCW gets shit on a lot, but the cruiserweights were a genuine highlight. And it's what basically kept them afloat for so long. And like everyone in this match is actually class. And this is like a proper long running feud. And I love the twist that it wasn't for titles, because obviously this would have been around the era that WWE were doing like the TLC matches, triple ladder matches. But it's so different creatively. And I just love that's their spin on it. The fact it's not even for a title. They were clearly just like, you know what? We need a ladder match as well. Like, it doesn't matter if there's no stakes. We need a ladder match because WWE are doing it. And I love that pettiness. Like, pettiness is
this
what
is
makes
like
the world go round.
So who needs titles when you've got singing rights hanging from the ceiling?
That's that competition.
This is very much
Yes.
It's very much anything you can do, I will do better. Like, that's what I'm getting the vibe on this one now.
That was
I'm
2000s in wrestling.
I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited. I'm actually genuinely excited because I haven't watched any WCW since Ready to Rumble came out, like, to be honest with you. So I can't wait for that episode of Weekend at Amy's. Whoop, whoop.
Yes, we all are very hyped for that. Stay tuned. So so we've got our link up here, and I believe we're going to start at because we're inviting people to watch along with us, obviously. So if you follow the link in the comment section, and then you start off at 2 minutes 40, once we press play, that's where you start. So
wait, hang on, I'm at the wrong place.
It's okay.
2 minutes 40 is when the entrances start, because otherwise before that is the catch up for people.
There I am.
I'm probably going to actually watch this entire show now back later on. Because I know my
Why not?
No, not again. Not again. Oh, no!
This show also includes the Judy Bagwell on a forklift match.
I am watching this entire show as soon as this call ends.
And you somehow didn't pick that instead. I'm baffled, really.
I would just encourage everyone to watch this full show. Like, I would, genuinely. There's also a Canadian rules match on it, which the rules are batshit insane.
Yeah,
I've
heard of that one.
Yeah, so it's a wild ride start to finish.
All right. Now, Amy, Katey, sorry, would you like to count us in to start?
Okay.
3 count,
3.
like.
Okay. Ha! I love it. 3, 2, 1.
Ding.
Let's do it.
Right.
You gotta love, like, the entrance stuff. Even with Tank Abbott there.
Sweet Jesus.
Oh my gosh.
He was
too
the number
much.
one fan at the time.
Katie, you did not warn me that we had Tank Abbott as well.
I wanted to leave that as a nice surprise.
Yay!
It's a hell of a surprise, all right.
This is where he's just really going for, like, he had come into WCW as a killer. I mean,
Yes.
like, unbeatable, smashing people. And, like, this is like a year later. I love it.
Well, those dance moves
Because
are
they had
certainly
nothing for him. That's why.
Oh my
You could-
god, he's in the 3K t-shirt.
You could definitely tell. It's like we brought him in as a killer, but like, what do we do with him now? I don't know. Put him with like the mid carders to like try and do comedy.
Oh, and make him dance. Very important to make him
Yeah.
dance.
I mean, it was effective. I mean, WWE had Too Cool and Rikishi. We had 3 Count and Tank Abbott. I think it's a fair trade, personally.
I love how you're like, we had.
Unnecessary tribalism.
Katie in the background. Katie in the background with like the Nitro Girls. Okay, we got this. We got this.
But I like the little loophole here. It's the fact that like they're trying not to sing. He's singing it for them.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's just
someone
a tiny little loophole.
But they're just miming
Someone
it,
has
so
to-
it works.
Someone has to tell me this, okay? I know it's Shannon Moore, Shane Helms. Who
Evan
was
Courageous.
Evan Courageous, yeah.
Evan Courageous.
What
yeah.
did he ever do afterwards?
Nothing, and it's a
Nothing.
shame. He was class, like.
Hmm.
He did. Unfortunately, he didn't get a fair shot. To be honest.
I mean, yeah, I'm just actually because, like, I mean, he has the look.
Yeah.
And then you have the young Dragons and you have Jamie Noble there under the mask.
Sweet Jesus.
Oh, shut the fuck up!
Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
Kaz Hayashi and the third guy was.
Oh, I can
Jimmy
see
Yang.
it now.
Yeah.
I can see it now. It was that fucking.
Oh yeah, yeah, there he is.
I find it
I'm
funny.
act-
Like
I'm
I
actually just
watched the,
reminded now.
I watched
Sorry, go
the shoot interview with Jimmy Yang, and he explains how he got the job with WCW. Is the fact that like down the road, DDP was a neighbor of his, and it just so happened that like because he was like fairly young and in shape, I think Eric Bischoff showed up at one point and just seen him was like, "You wrestle, kid?" It's like, "Yeah." How about a job? Similar to like Jericho's, like
Yeah.
just met him for a few minutes and just like want a job.
Crazy.
I won't say no.
Exactly.
I mean, free
Like,
job.
especially
yeah,
if it's
yeah.
it's a regular job,
Mm.
money. So like, of course you're gonna say yes.
See, like, this is indie before indie was indie.
Yeah. in
Oh my
fairness.
god, this is the carniest of carny before it got carny. Like, I love it.
What I always find funny is the fact that like you don't realize how many lads that appear in WWE
Mm.
were actually part of WCW
Oh,
Like-
yeah.
years and years beforehand.
Yeah. Especially in a way, like these type of matches almost has like the second half of like the SmackDown roster, like your Nobles and your Wang Yangs and the like, and then like as further down you keep going, then you see like, oh, he's there too, and he's there as well. Oh,
Mm.
love to see it. And that's even counting the Nitro Girls, like
Yeah. It's like
I think Tank Abbott was just a fall there. I don't think he noticed.
I think he held up his elbow. I think the idea was that like they were cheating, but
Ah.
not intentionally. I think. I'm not delving too much into it because
I just want to hear them sing. I mean, he's gonna
Yeah.
do any. Like, he is a good fangirl. Like, he's just gonna make sure that his boys get their voice back.
Absolutely, yeah.
That is
Look at
what's
me.
important.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, they just want to sing. Like,
oh no!
Oh,
Oh
Jesus
no!
Christ.
Shannon, the ladder was that way. That way.
I'm sorry. Anytime I see Shannon Moore now, I just think of my Hardy version 1.
I just think
Just
it's
like
like
Yeah.
just him as like the little lackey. I loved it.
yeah. Follower of Attitude.
Weren't we all at one point?
Oh,
Oi!
I think
Never.
this was the first ladder match I ever seen, and like all of these spots are so normal now, but they absolutely blew my little
Yeah.
mind back then.
Mm.
Just for the sake of singing as well. Like this, like they're literally breaking bollocks over trying to sing.
Yeah, like ironically, I don't think the tag champions were on this pay-per-view. Like,
Well, this is the feud that
is
matters.
a tag
Like,
match.
yeah, fuck the tag titles. This is what counts. This is
I
the
always
real
like
belt.
this spot.
There's something you don't see often.
Oh, hold on a minute.
I
Like
could
that
see it.
swing, like you won't see many people do that. But it's such a simple and effective thing.
We'll have to
Evan
get someone
Craig
to bring
is
it back.
like That's a real Tropicana thing, isn't it? Or
Yes,
something
it
like
is.
that.
Yeah.
More than
Do you know-
hype. Like,
No, I'd say it's
Yeah.
a big Rab and Justin Daniels one. Like just Daniels just tosses it in and then Rab just sends him off into the stratosphere. Just
They'll be like using the opponent as a skipping rope. They would just see the two of them just swinging someone in the middle of the ring. Oh, try that in training, see what happens. Just
Yeah.
for shits and giggles.
Report back with your findings.
Get Psyduck, right? And just get him like, here, Dom, just lie down for a second. We want to try something we saw in WCW.
I can guarantee the mid-card mafia have studied this match and many like it.
Yes.
Like, look at this. Like,
Were they forced to or willingly?
I do.
Don't worry,
Nice.
we can edit. We
nice.
can edit.
I recommend a lot of WCW to the students. Okay, I think it's an important learning curve.
You have to
don't
learn from all
understand.
aspects, like WWE
you
and
want-
otherwise.
If you want to get your character over, you have to learn from the best, the Yeti.
Hold on. Well, look, hold on a second. If we're all like shitting on it. Well, except for Katey. Like, there's three of us shitting on this. But bearing in mind, they were beating WWE in the ratings
Yeah.
for quite some time. So like, they were doing stuff right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
This is one of the
I
things they
mean,
did right. Like this.
The
this division.
cruiserweight.
Oh, yeah.
Cruiserweights.
Cruiserweights was probably the greatest thing that they had.
That
Oh,
will
now
get
I
an
regret
episode on
enough.
itself.
Now, that's why I'm saving the match. That's why I'm saving it. I have that one, Bagsy.
I hate these. I hate those spots with the ladders.
Well, I
Because-
hate
No,
that
I'm
spot too.
all for
Yeah, I
Personally.
can.
I'm all for this.
You're jealous that like that actually worked.
What do you mean he didn't land on the floor?
That's a mighty fine dive. Why did mine look like that?
Oh no, mine looked like that. Just the landing didn't.
Yeah.
He's like, this is fine. I'm fine. This is fine.
2 thumbs up.
Nah, but like when the
That's
watch.
still like the worst show I've ever been to in my entire life, purely because the air was sucked out of the room.
I'm
Jesus.
And
sorry.
we were on the other, like, no, right? Because we were on the other side of the ring, and we heard it, and all just went, she's dead.
No, I feared it worse. That happened on my side, and I thought, okay, that's the sound of the skull hitting off wood. I was like,
That's legit. Honest to God, that's what I thought was. I thought you cracked your head.
Oh no, thank God.
no.
Yeah,
And
thankfully.
and that's what made it worse. And then like I think it was like Justy said, and he goes, "Nah, she just fucked her elbows." I was like, "Oh, thank Jesus!" Like I'm
That
so
is
happy.
something
Like
at least, yeah.
Doesn't seem that bad when you say it like that.
yeah, like
it's like
one of
small
the things,
victories.
like yeah,
as they say.
it's like if it makes you feel any better, I've broken both mine. And like, are you able to straighten yours out completely?
Only one of them.
I can't do that with either of mine. They lock. One of them locked on me
get
before.
used to it, don't you?
Yeah, it's too because I broke one when I was 3, and the cast was like too tight. So when the bones like reformed, they're literally so it will only like go like that.
Yeah.
So I can't actually get the full thing out. Whereas if I do extend it, there's like a really sharp pain, and then it will get stuck.
Yeah.
And like it will lock on me for a couple of hours.
Oh, luckily
yeah.
that's only like one of my arms. One of my arms isn't straightened, so I just always look like Sabu when I put my hands in the air.
Please, like,
Sorry,
at least you've got cosplay. Like, you have your next Halloween costume for life. Phil, guess where I'm going as again?
Phil, I need pajama pants. Don't ask questions.
Nice. Nice.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, I'm liking this now.
It's like the guys are so good.
Yeah.
They really are, actually.
And what I like about this ladder match is the pacing. I don't feel there's many dead spots where people are just on the outside hanging out for a reason to slide back in.
Yeah, there's a
Like,
nice
it's
flow
very
to it.
fast-paced.
Yeah, they know exactly what they want to do, and they know when they're doing it.
Like it's still going. Like everything's go. But like everyone has their bits. So like people can rest while the others are doing their bits.
Yeah,
So it's not
exactly.
like dragged
dead
out where
space.
like too many people are out.
Yeah.
So I'm liking this so far.
Oh, this still makes me.
Oi! Oh no!
Oh,
no!
Because that's, remember
Jesus.
Joey Mercury had that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, when his
yeah,
face
saw Mercury.
exploded.
Oh.
I'm nearly sure I have that DVD.
Oh, they're gonna do a dance break.
Yeah.
I was in the pub
Yeah.
with Dave Taylor before, who was in that match when it happened, and he said he was lying on the floor, watched it happen in slow motion, or like he got hit in the face with the ladder, and then he looked over, and it was like his face was gone. There was just that
Fucking
much
Oh,
blood.
it's like a waterfall of blood, like
Yeah.
that was.
Damn.
It's horrendous.
But like, what makes it even worse is like when you know kind of what happened to him afterwards as well, and it was like it was all from that, and you're like, oh, it's so much worse. Like,
What I find scary about that is the fact that, like, now I've been watching WWE very regularly, but that was the one pay-per-view I missed, and that's when all that stuff went down. And I was like, God damn it! Like, why? Why did I miss this one?
it's like the one time I don't turn on the fucking TV.
Pretty much, but like, now, like, I mean, like, it's nice to watch wrestling again, like, but it gets me so excited because, like, we're gonna see when wrestling eventually comes back, we're gonna see so many new faces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That, like, I've been
Oh, are
dying.
you
to
fucking
get-
kidding me? What the fuck
That's
is this
solid.
shit? What the fuck is this?
No, the contract is still up there.
It's okay. Tank Abbott has got the
Okay.
gold record. He
Yeah.
just took it,
All right.
because apparently that's one of the rules.
Oh my god, what the hell is wrong with me? What the hell? I got really upset there.
Such a mark.
Ah,
I'm the markiest mark that ever marked, alright? Like, I have a goddamn fucking... You can actually see the shrine in my fucking room.
See it. I can smell it from here. Fucking hell.
Are you talking about the same one that I'm talking about? Just like
Yeah.
two at this point.
Yeah, I should have been more specific. Sorry.
you should
not-
give
I'm
a bit
not
of
ca- I'm
context
not-
for
I'm
Katie,
not
please.
counting-
Yeah,
I'm not counting the walls, okay? We're not counting the ceilings and the flags. That's not a shrine. That's just
Oh,
like art. I'm talking about the actual shrine in the corner with Bruce. The Seth Rollins shrine.
So believe
Like,
it or
to be
not,
fair-
like Amy is a big Schadenfreude fan.
okay.
I'm
Yeah,
shocked to hear
I
that.
don't know. I don't know what might have given that away. I don't think
Mystery
there's
suicide.
anything. Well, you can't see the other wall actually. Now that I realize it, yeah. So you know what? There's nothing else on any other wall. There's nothing else bar those flags. They're the only things that I own.
It's like a half sleeve, just in one room.
Like I don't think it's even worse as well. I went through all my wrestling merch, and like basically just Chris Brooks and Freud at this point, where I'm like, lads, this
Oi.
is actually our cult. So.
So I'm right in saying that they had to acquire both the contract and the gold records.
yeah, but it's big title shot. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
Why?
Who cares?
I'm
They're
not
having
sure why
fun.
he did that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, has he forgotten what he was supposed to be doing?
I think that might
think
be
so.
the case.
That doesn't it?
I think so.
I don't think you're supposed to push boat ladders over.
Look, every music
he's
agent
like,
has their
oh,
favorite
in
boy
for a
bands.
penny.
That's the
Reach.
finish.
Got it.
You're right there. Come on.
Yes.
Here we go.
Yeah, definitely was not supposed to push him off the ladder.
No,
not at all. Oh, the dance that he does is just too much.
You
It's
can
like my dad
definitely
at a
tell
wedding.
his lack of experience is there. Like, you think they clue him in a lot quicker.
Been
If
over
I
a
control a
year,
laugh,
dude.
you were
Like,
wrong.
I think you just watch a show.
But it's like one of them things where it's like something is so obvious you don't feel like you need to say it to someone. Like, don't
Yes.
push
Yeah.
your teammate off a ladder.
Yeah.
But
It also-
sometimes you do need to say it.
It also could be kind of like a heat of the moment. You're kind of caught up in everything and you're just like hulking out. Ah!
Yeah, yeah.
He just ran off with.
That's what I mean. Like,
Don't,
I don't know.
I can't
You're
remember.
to be honest,
Yeah.
Katie, you're asking the wrong people.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna
So-
pause it now because I don't want to ruin the rest of the show for myself.
Yeah.
So,
So,
like, we finished that.
Mhm.
So like we're gonna rate it on how we enjoyed it or didn't enjoy it and what we just in general.
Yeah.
It's just easier. So Amy, do you want to go first?
I'll go for. I hate myself. I enjoy this. Okay, because this. I hate myself so much. I enjoy it, because of Tank. I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy it because of Tank because he has no idea what the fuck he's meant to be doing, and it's it's like it makes me think that would be me. In any type of situation, I can watch every single bit of wrestling that there is, and I will know exactly what I should and shouldn't do. But as soon as I'm in that situation, I'm Tank, and I'll be shoving everyone left, right, and center. I would like ruin the match for everyone. But I enjoy. I have to admit, I haven't watched WCW in quite some time. I do actually enjoy that match because there is 6 really good wrestlers actually in the match. And I don't think any of them ever got the credit that they were really due at all. I know some of them did actually go on to WWE afterwards, but even then, like I just don't think they were really given a chance to be their full potential.
Yeah, to do WCW crazy shit like this.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I enjoyed that. I'm gonna give I would give that a solid 7 out of 10. Probably because of just Tank kind of botched it a little bit. So yeah, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
John?
Yeah, I'm kind of mirroring Amy on that. I am coming into this kind of completely blind to the WCW backlog because by the time I started watching wrestling, WCW was sent to the fucking Shadow Realm. So I had no semblance of what to expect. But that was fun. I really liked that. Tank Abbott always kind of struck me there as just like in that match, there's the 6 professionals and then someone's dad, who like they had to invite along as like a designated driver or something. So they're all having fun and doing all the flippy shit, and Tank's going like, and
look at my boy, like, look at my boy.
I still got it. You know, so I don't know if that like adds points or takes off points in this match. I don't know. It kind of adds for me. It adds an extra dimension to the performance. You know, because you're there looking like, what is he going to do next? Because even I don't think he knows what he's going to do next. So I'd give that an 8, personally.
Like for me, like coming into it, like from someone involved, it's just like very enjoyable. Like it's a very good pace to it. Some really cool spots hidden in between there. Tank does add another dimension, like you said, like for Dan. Yeah. Like he's constantly on the outside trying to draw heat because they are the heels of the situation. But like, yes, he did botch 1 or 2 things. It's clear to see, but I don't care. I really enjoyed that. I'm giving it a 9.
9.
I really enjoyed it.
Okay. So happy. I feel like this is going well. So
it's a decent score. In fairness, 24 is a decent score.
Yeah, I mean, am I going to ruin it by just saying 10 out of 10? Because it's my favorite WC.
I mean, it's possible.
Okay, right. I'll go 9 as well. I'll be fair because there was a botch at the end. And I don't want to skew the ratings completely. I feel like a 9 is fair.
Okay. That's fair enough. Yeah, we'll call it 24 now because we go away what the points of like everyone else in the room. So we're basically getting judged by your picks.
Oh,
here.
You're judging me by my picks.
Yeah, that's how we're doing it. Yeah. Because
okay.
I mean, because naturally, if you're bringing something to the table, you're automatically going to go at least 9. You're
like, that makes sense. Yeah.
At least I know now how come dine with me. And she goes, oh, sorry, my meal is a 10, okay? 10's all round, okay?
What do you mean it's too salty? Get out of my house.
10's all round, or I'm bringing Tank in, okay?
Okay, I understand the game now.
Yeah, this is it. Like, so so a 24, decent score. We'll see if anyone can beat it. Which actually brings me to my pick. So WCW, I'm sure Katey would agree, has a wonderful reputation of forming one of the biggest factions ever in wrestling history. And I'm talking about the Dungeon of Doom when I'm saying that. Because nothing really speaks WCW to me like the Dungeon of Doom. Like the Kevin Sullivan and all the other weird and wonderful characters he created from the back of his brain. Really, I thought like put WCW on the map personally. And from my very limited knowledge of WCW, all I know of that is absolutely correct. And I don't think anything is false in what I'm saying there. Which brings me to my choice. Again, I have a very limited knowledge of WCW. I do not know the nuts and bolts as yourself, Katey, does. And so in that sense, if I immediately thought of WCW, the first thing that was going to come to mind was a sumo monster truck match from Halloween Havoc 1995.
I think so. Amber. Yeah, she is. Sorry, my dog needed attention.
Hey, Amber.
There you go.
Tina.
I love how John. I
Come
love
here,
how
Tina.
Jonathan's giving this like real heartfelt speech.
Come here, Tina.
Yeah, Amber.
I'm really sorry. I do apologize.
Oh, hold on a second. This is Amber's the lurcher, isn't she?
Yeah.
Oh, hold on. I've only ever seen pictures of her. I haven't actually seen her like walking around. I've only ever seen her in picture.
Amber. I don't know.
Oh, look at the little face on her. Oh, she's so cute.
Sorry, we
Oh,
didn't
I'm gonna
know.
do it.
We didn't know whether she was
How can
inside or
you do so?
outside. So.
Oh, I love dogs.
Case in point.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Look at the baby. How can anything so cute be so dangerous?
And so
Every time.
sexually deviant, as we've seen already. So off the top. You no one
Right.
So yeah, let's let's get into it, lads, shall we? 7.5 of the greatest minutes in wrestling.
Right now, you count in.
I'll count us in if everyone's ready to go.
Yeah.
Right up.
Okay, so in 3, 2, 1, go.
Ding. And we have the giant giving out to Hulk Hogan already before we even
Yes.
start.
Okay. This is actually just looking at this. I'm actually. Is this like a weird camera angle, or is that actually Big Show's height over Hulk Hogan? Because that's fucking impressive.
I think that's his height.
His actual height.
Now, a gas thing had happened previous to this where they had Hulk Hogan's mustache off. So this is a rare.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had to look just to make sure it was actually Hulk Hogan. Oh, that's fucking weird.
You
I
thought
like
it was
that.
pixelated out, did you?
I don't know. I was like looking at it and I was like, is that actually Hulk Hogan? And then when you hear the voice and you're like, it just doesn't look right.
I can't
For the monster trucks.
How much of the budget went on the trucks?
I don't
Well,
know.
they
I'm
had
like,
the budget.
This was 1995. I think Nitro had only been on the air about 3 months at this stage. So this would have been their first kind of like big Nitro pay-per-view. And this is how they chose to spend the budget. This is
It went
how
big.
they-
They certainly went big.
Now the gas
Oh
thing
man,
is,
go big or go home.
they had a wrestling match after this.
Yes.
Dude,
Yes.
Hulk Hogan and the Giants and
Yeah.
Big Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Oh my god, I don't ruin it.
So
Oh no, you don't see it like.
Oh, I remember this now. It's just because of that, like, aerial. Yeah.
Is this what they did? Is it fucking tug of war?
Yeah, it's a war,
It's a
yeah.
sumo match.
The build to this feud is actually brilliant because like Hulk was proper putting the Giants over.
Yeah.
Like he was getting laid out every week. The Judge and Doom were coming out interfering and everything. Like he came in as like a big hot star.
Yeah.
And like I just can't believe this is what it led to.
Is this the right time to talk about the Giant being Andre the Giant's son? And the only way you know that's because he had one of Andre's shirts.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
it was not because of like the singlet as well. It was like
singlet
and the
Andre's
hair.
singlet.
Like, he's a giant, he must be related.
Clearly. No other Giants exist in this universe unless they're related to
So-
Andre.
We are able to say then, so WCW was heightist in a way.
It's a totally heightist. That's why they put all the cruiserweights in one division. It's like, oh, let all the little people play with themselves.
WWE did that as well.
Yeah, in fairness. It was a well, Vince McMahon has a fetish for tall people. Like, that's been established.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Let's not go there, okay?
Yes, let's not.
Like, it seems like wrestling Twitter has a problem with, like, small people as well. Like, as I've done just, like, recently.
True.
Have you seen this? With Retribution!
Oh yeah, no, I to be honest, I haven't really been watching WWE. I find the empty arena stuff hard to watch.
Yeah.
It really is really difficult to actually get into it, isn't it? I to be fair, I actually think I stopped. I'm pretty sure I stopped watching WWE after. I think I properly fell out of it now altogether. I can't even remember the last time I sat down and watched anything to do with it.
Pay-per-views is all I've been watching. That's it.
Actually, what was it? No, it's obviously not the WrestleMania just gone. It would have been the one before it. What was the one that had Seth and Brock open the show?
Mania 34.
Right, so Mania 34 then was the last pay-per-view I actually watched, but I had no idea that Seth even had a championship match. Someone had to tell me, just so I would go to Buskers so I could watch it. And then it was the opening match and I had a panic attack, and then I got to leave that, so I was quite happy. But yeah, I've no real interest in it at all anymore.
It's just live shows that you actually like.
Yeah, I enjoy going and watching shows. Don't get me wrong. I have tickets for. I don't know. Like, obviously, if NXT Dublin even goes ahead with all the stuff that's going on with like the COVID and everything else, but like I bought tickets for it because in my head I was like, it's still a live fucking wrestling show, and it was technically probably the only pay-per-view that we'll ever get in Dublin. So it'd be nice to go to it. And then
absolutely.
everything went to shit. But like us. I don't know. I just don't really enjoy watching it on TV anymore, unless it's something's happening that like really kind of strikes my interest, I guess.
Like battling monster trucks, perhaps.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm kind of into this, and I think it's just because of the trucks, the actual trucks themselves.
I'm trying to watch this and just like, all right, like I was about to say, like they should know. Like there has to be someone like radioing in, and it's like, right, start pushing back again. Start
Yeah,
pushing
that's
back
how they
again.
did it.
All right,
They actually-
stop.
They actually kayfabed a fucking monster truck match.
The design of Hulk Hogan's truck is really fucking weird, right? Because it looks like, see the way the two hands, like the arms are kind of, yeah, it looks like,
It looks like it's meant to look like Hogan.
Yeah.
well, yeah, but I don't know, it looks like it's opening something, if you get me. I really do turn everything fucking dirty.
Really
don't
do.
I?
I'm
I'm
Really?
struggling with what you mean. I'm like, what did you want to do?
Yeah, do you know what?
That's the mystery.
I need to spend more time with women, so I actually remember what it's like to be a woman, because I've been spending far too much time with boys, and I think I'm just turning into one. Like, it's very... Yeah,
There you go.
I mean, I'll explain it after the call when it's not been recorded and I can't be,
Something I can edit out. Yes.
and I can't like be ostracized from like the female community altogether.
I remember this angle.
Yes.
Didn't like Corbin do something similar to this recently?
Yes, I know what happens now. Oh, I do know what happens here. Oh my god, this is, oh my god.
Yeah.
I saw this on OSW review, and
Yes.
so I know it's actually happening.
They actually did
Well,
try to sell us
fairness,
this.
Yeah. Jesus. Like that's all it took. That's all it took.
Outstanding.
Although, in fairness, at least like Hogan like sold it as if like it was a proper thing.
It wasn't meant to happen.
It makes it even better. It's like, he falls. I'm gonna run.
Just run somewhere. Just help anyone.
I'm just gonna run. I'm just gonna run away. He doesn't even call out for help. He just runs away.
But I am pretty sure they came out and had a match on that show later on.
Yeah. The way it worked, I think Luger
Were
and
they all
Savage
wet?
tag teamed. And then, like, and through the whole thing, the commentary were going, like, well, we're trying to find out what happened to the Giant, and it's just terrible, and he's dead, and all this stuff. So they're all trying to get details of what's going on during this, like, genuinely good tag match. And then, like, about, like, half an hour later, Hogan comes out, and he's wearing the black stuff, like, and like, the black garb, takes out the bandana, and he's wearing the fucking Kevin Sullivan, like, I'm evil, face paint. And so it's like, okay, that means something. And then the Giant walks out absolutely fine. And then we're going like, I don't believe it. He survived. Fuck. The commentators are just going like, this is fucking stupid.
So, as we have finished the monster truck,
To be honest with you, I'm very disappointed I couldn't also go for the main event itself, because that was the debut of the Yeti. Like,
We witnessed a murder. Like, you cannot get any better. We got to see monster trucks. We got to see a mustacheless Hulk Hogan.
Evil
and we
Hogan.
got to witness a murder. Okay.
Yeah,
Like I mean,
what a cliffhanger! What a cliffhanger!
quite literally.
what a twist! Like, I mean, it just. Oh my God! What the fuck?
Alright.
What even is wrestling anymore? Like, what
Hey.
is this?
What
I'm
is WCW? Let's be honest.
I shall go first, and
Right.
because of how ridiculous it is, it gets an instant 5. But obviously, like in knowing about the build-up, the fact that Hogan had put him over so much, it was building toward Hogan winning.
Mm.
So like the build is very good. The execution is, they definitely kayfabe that it's like people.
Oh
like,
God, yeah.
oh yeah, like radio.
Left, right, straight, fall off cliff.
It's like an episode, like watching Pac-Man again. Just, but no, it gets a 6.5 for me.
6.5. Okay,
Right.
take that. How about yourself, Katie?
Oh, so yeah, like I'm rewatching this era at the moment. So like I'm like, the build is there. Like I'm involved in it. I actually watched this match probably about 3 weeks ago.
Jesus.
So I know it's fresh. So
It's too
I'm
real.
gonna go 7 because I was genuinely really enjoying this storyline, and it was a different way. It was a different twist on getting someone over. Like, you know, the only way to defeat the giant is by pushing him off. That's cool.
The fact that he couldn't have a match, he had to actually put him over in monster trucks.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that. How ridiculous is that?
Mm.
Hogan shaved his mustache for this feud.
What bastards? Who shaves a mustache? Who fucking throws a shoe? Like, who does that?
So I'm gonna go 7 for this.
Amy.
Okay, right. So absurdity, I'm kind of like, it is ridiculously absurd. All right, but I hate to say it, it's so fucking entertaining though as well, because like this is my kind of humor. If you get me, like this is very much kind of the stupider, like the more idiotic something is, the funnier I'm going to find it.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, right? So, like this, like watching that makes me want to go back and actually, okay, I want to see how this started till we get to the point of we're just going to commit a murder on our pay-per-view. And I just hope everyone goes and just it's like no, never happened. But like I'm gonna give it a 7 as well, because it's just amazing. Like it loses points for the fact that there was no handlebar mustache. That loses points for me.
If they put a handlebar mustache on the truck,
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
just hanging down like an actual like a bull bar.
That would be amazing.
That would have made
I just saw the dog just give me the most like disapproving look before she looked away.
It's like,
like
how creepy that truck would look with the big mustache on it.
To be fair, it would work. It would knock the fuck around the yard completely. Like that's probably what didn't do it.
Amazing.
I think WCW would still be in business if that truck had a mustache.
Agreed. Yeah.
We all, look, it's safe to say the monster trucks were carrying the company, and when the trucks were and the trucks were gone, so was everything else. So was the fan base. Oh my god. That's an excellent pick. That was
like if WCW still existed, right? You know how like you have like the XFL for WWE. WCW would have went full tilt into monster truck racing.
Yeah.
And each like truck is a wrestler. So like you imagine like the Buff Bagwell one just constantly oiled, and like and for some reason Judy Bagwell is hanging off the fucking aerial just for the crack, like.
Naturally.
And then naturally, the Kevin Nash one is like way too big. I always get the puncture.
Come
on, be fair.
Wheels. Disco. Well, I'm just trying to think. Disco Infernos would just be a large glitter ball, just like sparkling, just like spinning, just in like.
Sid Justice gets a broken axle straight away.
Oh no!
Don't
need to picture that again.
So
as we move on, we're going to move on to is it
Amy's choice?
It's my choice, right? I'm not okay. I had a serious choice. I had a serious picked, and then I was like, do you know what? No, because there's so much absurdity that is this entire company. However, I love David Arquette. Okay, I adore David Arquette. Officer Dewey Riley is my favorite character in any movie, and David Arquette and wrestling to me is a match made in heaven. Now, this is actually the second appearance we have of Tank Abbott as well.
Of all the people to put over in a WCW round, fucking Tank Abbott.
That's
the
the
one
recurring
that's
theme.
going over, right? My one's a really, really short match, okay? However, I think this match has everything in it. Like, it actually has everything, okay? It has suspense, it has a ref botch, and it has a surprise save. Oh, you'll see the botch when you see it. It's beautiful, because I pissed myself laughing about it for 20 minutes. But yeah, so we're going to watch David Arquette versus Tank Abbott from WCW Monday Nitro. I think it's the 2nd of January 2000. And it's on YouTube, right? You ready?
Yep.
You ready?
Yeah,
Mhm.
count us in.
3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, ding.
All right.
I think from now
Also,
on.
I mean, look at that crowd.
Yeah.
I miss
Roppers.
crowds.
This was only 8 months before my match. So there was only 8 months between this Tank Abbott and my Tank Abbott. That's what we
Yeah.
need to keep in mind.
Oh, shit.
Crazy.
That's okay. That's actually a little bit sad now.
Yeah.
now that you say that to me, I'm like,
Tank Abbott, you're next.
How far to fall.
my how the mighty have fallen.
Why can't anyone spell your in this fucking crowd?
Y-O-U-R means your. Y-O-U-R apostrophe means you are.
No point getting into that grammar.
I'm
No.
so excited for this. Oh, no. See,
Ah, the old school like
110
Nitro.
pounds of whoop ass. I
Just
Oh
choke
my
the
goodness.
belt. Are you
Oh,
serious?
Here, the man
How's it
has
your-
gives no fucks. I love it.
Is that Jimmy King, is it?
that was
No,
Chris
that was
Canyon.
Chris
Chris-
Oh,
Canyon.
Chris Canyon, sorry. I only saw the
Yeah.
side of his face, so.
Like, bearing in mind, this was like in the run-up to the cage match of the 3 stages of hell match, where they
Yeah.
we did it in the movie, we may as well actually do it for real. Which
It's
is
amazing,
just-
that match.
But you know, like, they don't even like show this entire match, which is like, it's actually hilarious because they do like show the backstage.
That is the
It's like,
softest
oh, poor
elbow
David.
I've ever seen. He just goes,
Do you know what this reminds me of? It's like watching two trainees like have a training match for each other, and they're
Chinese is
still
a bit
afraid to hit each other.
generous.
But like, imagine me, right, as a 10-year-old watching this, not knowing anything about wrestling, and I legit thought this was amazing. Like, I was legit so into this.
Oh, the ambulance is here.
To David Arquette.
What a man.
Of course.
Damn it, Dallas Page!
He wouldn't let Arquette get fed up. Did Arquette take his place in this match? Is that what happened?
So what? Okay, so I did I very quickly looked into it. So what's happened on the show? I know. Did you see it? What had previously happened on the show was DDP had been, he'd been like assaulted or jumped on, and he had to be taken away. So he was here. He was meant to be in David's corner or something like that. Wasn't for, but he'd gotten taken out. But this is him. The cavalry is here. And there's only like a minute and 10 seconds left.
I wonder
I
what will
didn't
happen
notice
next.
the blatant DX sign in the crowd, like
Yeah.
front row. Like how that was like rampant.
Jeff Jarrett. I mean, it's just amazing.
Ah,
They were
we miss
so
it.
bad with their camera angles.
They were
Yeah.
atrocious in it. It's just. I mean, it's just.
By any chance, did they hire the same guy to do the Royal Rumble like camera on the Edge's report?
Oh, the worst.
That guy doesn't have a technical track record.
Foxy's back in the ring.
Go on, Foxy. Yes.
Should have been a DQ. He got chucked out.
Oh no, sorry, hold on. He did not get chucked out. He threw himself out. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's be
Quite
honest.
poorly.
That
Tank
referee
is so
died.
intimidating. He threw himself out.
Also, I just love it's just like, come on, David, let's get you to the back. Fireman carry.
This is
I
so
would've loved it.
dangerous.
Oh Jesus.
I just want them to play. I just want them to play "I Will Always Love You" as they're like leaving. It's quick. It was painless. You got to have a run in. You had a ref botch. You had backstage interference. What more could you want
There you
from
go.
any match?
That's a main event match if I've ever seen one.
Oh yeah, that's one for the fucking history books. That is.
Oh,
It's like if you just asked to summarize Nitro in 4 minutes. That's what.
How would you?
Yeah.
It's like how exactly would you describe WCW Nitro? It's funny you should ask.
I have the perfect example.
I just think it's so. It honest to God, seeing Dave Arquette in a wrestling ring, especially 2000 Dave Arquette in a wrestling ring, just brought like me pure joy because I think that is something that made me watch it.
Yeah.
Because I just love Dave. And I remember as well, there's also a promo which had Kurt Russell, right? And it was when him and Courtney Cox were recording 3,000 Miles to Graceland, and he's like, "Hey, look at me, I'm the champion." And even Kurt Russell's like, "Sure, okay, whatever." and like just going, and I'm just like, "Oh my God, I love it so much." It was just, it just brought everything that I love, movies and wrestling together in one, and it was like match made in heaven.
You could tell that like WCW, like some sort of producer was kind of hiding in the background of promo, going like, Kurt Russell, do you wanna be WCW champion, please?
Well,
please.
bear in mind, the whole point about that was, so this all happened after the movie came out, correct?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the whole point of this was because they lost so much money on the movie, they needed something to boost not only the movie sales, but also to get their kind of stock back up, which was perfect for them because Dave Arquette was a fan and he was like, okay, I'll help as best as I can. And it was literally, well, Courtney's doing a movie and like he's there, so he might be able to do a TV spot if you want. So it was like Dave Arquette really wanted that to work. I don't think he wanted to be in the position they put him in, realistically.
Yeah.
Like he really wanted it to work. And I mean, God loves a trier, doesn't he? I mean, there you go. And like, fair fucks to him. He went out of his way to do what he did. And yes, it might have been the downfall, but you know what? It was fucking enjoyable. I don't care.
It was a blaze of glory. That's what it was.
Yes, it was. And you know, I find anything to do with Dave Arquette and wrestling, I find it highly, highly enjoyable. And I will watch it every time.
Fair enough.
So on that note, Jonathan, how would you rate it?
Well, as Amy said, like that was a perfect encapsulation of everything WCW. Like literally, if you just wanted to have an Atkins form of WCW, that was fucking it. That was just the protein. Like there was no filler, there's no guff. Look, just straight to the point, straight to the jugular, and that's it. So I'm willing to give that a 7 for just the fact, for the absurdity of it all. Because like it's just like, okay, like granted, everyone's kind of in on the joke about David Arquette being like a wimpy WCW champion. But obviously, the fact is, like, you did have, like, some people who liked him, like Canyon and DDP. DDP being the obvious one there. But the fact is, like, it tried to get so much story into 4 minutes. And, like, then presumably that's all you'll see of the champion for tonight. And that's it. Tune in next week to see how he overcomes his next obstacle. So you can kind of see, like, they were trying to tease it a little bit in that, like, you had to keep watching for the next show because, like, they only give you so lit. Like Arquette obviously being champion was a bit of a buzz, or at least in theory. So they gave you fuck all to work with in this one. So you watch next week and see what happens, or you watch Thunder and see what happens. You know,
they gave you a little hook for it. Yeah, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, and then they kind of they established then how Arquette is working as world champion, which is like obviously in kayfabe not very fucking well. He just got carried out by DDP, who had to fucking like lift with his knees to fucking get him, like.
We'll always love you.
It is beautiful. We can't deny that. But yeah, I'm going to give that a 7.
Oh, I'm actually so happy you got a 7. That was more than I anticipated. I'm so proud. David, my boy. Wait,
Doing us proud.
So for me, basically, it is a pure encapsulation of WCW. Everything that's good, but also bad about it. For me,
someone mute Foxy right now. Mute him right now.
We regret to inform you that Niall Fox has unfortunately been cancelled and has therefore been withdrawn from the podcast. He'll be replaced by Chris Sharp in the next episode.
for saying I didn't like some. Wow.
Hey man, that's how wrestling Twitter works, mate.
Yeah, I know.
I just realised that. Oh, sorry. Go on. Sorry, apologies. Go on.
No, affect that. Right, that gets a 5. Good luck to you.
Oh, Katey, now is the time where you whip out a 10. Okay.
Like, I agree. This is a good encapsulation of WCW. Unlike you guys, I don't see a downside to this match. I don't see any flaws. I don't see any sort of badness. I mean, I personally don't know why they went out of business, because to me, this is perfect wrestling. Like, I want to watch and see what happens next. And like the lead up to the Triple Cage match, which is one of my all-time favorite shows, is amazing. Did I enjoy it more than the Monster Truck match? Yes. So I'm going to go with an 8.
Ooh, okay.
Yes! Oh, I don't care. I know I've lost, but I don't care. That match got more than I anticipated it to. I'm so proud. I've gotten to a point now where I think I just want to watch WCW with Katey now, just to see her kind of mark out and her to be like, oh my God, look what's happening. It's going to happen now. And I just, I'm actually...
You'll start enjoying it because of Katey.
Do you know what? I was actually going to say that, right? So I remember I went to, I think it was at like a main stage show or I can't remember. It was definitely an all ages event I was at. And it was me and Ali and John. And we were the only adults there, like that didn't have kids, right? So already we're like, oh shit, let's try not to draw attention to ourselves sort of thing. And then we were surrounded by kids. And it was real like, oh crap, okay, so we'll keep it PG, so we're not at an OTT show. But the excitement of kids around you, and it just kind of gets to you, and then you're all of a sudden, you're acting along with the kid, and we're like, oh my God, I hope the good guy wins. And I have a feeling that will happen to me if I watch WCW with Katey. And it will be like watching a show with like a child, and it's like her excitement over it will be like, oh my God, you have to watch. Look,
it's infectious. It's infectious.
Yeah, and I honest to God, I'm going to be like, oh my God, what the fuck is going to happen next? Oh my God, we need to watch. Like that's how I'm feeling now.
It's like that one child that always turns up to the Fight Factory shows and stands on this chair and acts out the match in real time. Like he's there throwing digs and he's like
honest to God, I wish I had the confidence of a child at a wrestling show. I really, really do. I would give anything to have the confidence of a child at a wrestling show.
Just stop caring. Have you ever seen me watch wrestling at buskers? Like, fucking, the Royal Rumble, I lost my shit. Like, every single count. I was just...
Katey,
like,
I lost my shit at Phil missing a fucking pot in pool, okay? Don't like...
Very different thing.
Remember as well... Like it's one of those things. Like I actually also remember, like the pool got everyone quite heated, quite excited. Justy nearly hit me with a pool cue because I forgot. Like he was a surprise entrance. Like he had an extra entry. Like shit nearly got really fucking serious and vicious over that. And I think my peace offering to him was I gave him wings and chips. That was my peace offering. Like I'm sorry I fucked you over. There's food and all was forgiven. I think so. But yeah, like. Buskers is a good one for it because I don't know if you were at the show. I think it was one of the, I can't remember which one it was now, but I remember someone gave me the wet floor sign because Seth Rollins had actually won, and straight away I don't even know who this person was. Okay, this is how well known I was at Low Blows parties for being the Rollins mark, because SummerSlam when in the Woolshed when it was Seth versus Finn. I was the token Rollins fan in that entirety of.
I'm surprised it wasn't Charlie Sterling.
Yeah, he could be there. You never know.
Right, but this is what hurt me so much because what happened was in the Woolshed, there was a line of men literally just there to give me abuse
because they knew I was the only one that was cheering Rollins on at the entire thing. And then he lost. And it was honestly, people took it in turns to be like, fuck you.
Abuser number 3, please.
Right? Do you know what? Like, I was not in a good way. Okay, I was not in a good way. I was in pain the entire day. It was like Amy was having problems all day, and then this just added on to it. Plus, like the mixture of my Long Island iced teas and the painkillers, and I just burst out crying.
Oh.
And what made it worse then was 2 lads who were like, "Yeah, fuck you. Oh, are you okay?"
They felt bad.
And I'm like, "I'm fine. I'm fine." He's like, we're only messing. We know. Oh my God, I didn't think you'd be this upset about it. I'm like, I'm not crying over wrestling. I'm not crying. And what made it even worse, I think, like Jerry was there, and Jerry's like, "Woman, did you drive you home?" Yes, please take me home. I actually had to leave because everything just came up on me. But then he won in buskers. And this was one of the people who had been giving me so much abuse in the woolshed over him when he lost to Finn. And all of a sudden I was handed a wet floor sign and I was like, yes! And then I got the picture taken and then I was like, what the fuck? I was like, who the hell gave this to me? And it was just, everything just happened so fast. And then someone else needed it for like a Roman Reigns match or something like that. So I had to hand the wet floor sign over to someone else. There was only like 3 girls there.
So they were just recycling the joke
just
around.
reuse the joke.
Yeah. It was like, to be fair, it's like, well, there's only 3 girls. We can probably get away with doing it all in one night. It was like me, Katie, and Nicola. Like, to be fair, I'm pretty sure, and Jade. Sorry, 4 of us. We're the only women there like that night. And it was just, who wants the wet floor sign now? It's,
just pass it over, lads. Just pass it over to your favorites. Just keep it going.
On that was like my worst experience at a wrestling party. Was like I've never been in a room where of like 400 people where I was literally the most hated person in the room because Seth wasn't in the room. Like, he was on script, so he had to, like, I felt like I took so much of the brunt for him. I was like, you motherfucker. Like, I was like, I felt betrayed. It's like trying to take, and like everyone was like, it's Finn Balor, and I'm like, I've been the Rollins mark since these started. Like, I'm not going to jump on a fucking bandwagon just because. I should have jumped on the bandwagon that night. I did not know. I did not know the amount of abuse that was coming my way.
Yeah, we would have saved you in the long run.
You wouldn't have left the place crying. I would assume. Maybe we don't know.
Oh, here I've left that fucking bar crying so many times at fucking outcomes for matches, and it's like, Amy, maybe you should stop drinking the Long Island iced tea pictures. Maybe you're fucking right. It's like it just doesn't mix. That's why I don't drink at shows anymore. That's why I drink before the shows, because if something happens on one of the shows that's gonna like trigger me, I'm just gonna burst out crying. That's why I don't do it no more. Shut up. I know what point you're thinking of, but that was totally different. I kept drinking during that show. That's why I was on camera crying. But yeah. When I say caught on camera, I mean photographic, okay?
Yes.
Okay. So as we move on to what is considered our main event.
Mm-hmm.
Now this match it's short. Like, I went down the rabbit hole when it came to the theme of WCW. I was just like, okay, I like watching cruiserweights, but I also like watching really good wrestling in the process. So I went through, it was always like scattering between like different people, but I settled on this, which was Eddie Guerrero versus Dean Malenko. And the reason why I thought this was
real.
yeah, I rolled for a reel. But like like with this one though, I thought it was good. It's a solid match and only giving you a taste of what these two can do with, like, together. But like the finish for it is something that's extremely rare in wrestling, because it wasn't necessarily a screwy finish, but it was. You'll see as we play through. But like,
is Eddie Guerrero gonna like put on a dragon sleeper and like that's the end of the match?
No.
That should have been.
If only.
That's where WCW dropped the ball, man. You need the dragon sleeper and you need the prostate exam. Those 2 moves would have made that man's career. I love as well that we're saying this and Katie has no fucking clue what we're saying.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say this. That one's definitely gonna go over someone's head.
Leave it. Do you want to leave it out of context? I think it's actually funnier.
Yeah.
Well, my mind is running away with me now, so.
Excellent.
Okay.
Good.
Right,
So-
Foxy, do you want to count us in then?
I hopefully I can count that far. So
We're doing it backwards, so man, this is new
Do
for
you
you.
want me to do the 3 parts?
hold on. All right, I'll try.
We all help Foxy out here with this one,
All
right?
right,
Okay.
here we go. 3,
Fuck, you got it.
2,
Yeah.
1.
Yeah.
Ding.
Ding.
Ding, ding, ding.
You never told me you could count backwards.
I actually can't remember.
Maybe we
I
should
actually
start
can't remember
doing
the
that
last
in
time.
matches. Someone goes
Can't
for a
remember the
pin, it's like
last time
3, 2.
Just start doing like a random number. It's just like 4, 7, and you have to like decide what number you land on. It's just like you must
Yeah.
roll 6.
Do your counts in prime numbers.
Or imagine like just whipping out like two dice and just like
doing a roll.
do a roll. You score higher than a 7, then you win.
Honestly, I can't remember the last time I saw a Dean Malenko match. And
That was good.
I
Yes.
know, I you know what, this is. Oh, I miss Eddie Guerrero so much.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
Eddie looks
Yeah.
fucking great here. Like I know he really
Right.
bulks up when he gets to WWE, but like there's something that a little bit more like
Fuck,
genuine
do you know,
about this one.
shit like this now where I really can. Shit like that, then, like when I look at like wrestlers that are like no longer alive,
Yeah.
that thing gets me so angry at WWE than it does. It's like, I mean, it's their own choice as well, but I'm just like, it's easier to blame the
It's
corporation, I
culture behind
suppose.
it, you know, like
Yeah.
it was a feeling that like you had to be bigger or else it wouldn't be noticed.
Yeah.
You know, that's why even huge guys like Test, they still fucking juiced up because like he felt like that was the only way.
It
You
was
know,
needed.
it was needed, yeah. And likewise with the 80s, so forth.
Like,
Oh, I love watching Eddie Guerrero matches.
I'm not gonna lie, lads. If Eddie does a Dragon Sleeper in this match, I am gonna fucking flip this. It's an automatic 10.
This I'm like honest, like I'm looking at it this way, like this is a proper wrestling match. It's
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero, it's Dean Malenko, and it's Little Nate.
Fucking
Yeah.
suplex.
So I mean,
yes.
That's truly one of the great cruiserweights, and that's why he's wearing that title belt.
Like it's just like again, like it's just amazing what these two can do.
Yeah.
But it is only a
it
fraction of
literally
what
is just the
they
tip
can
of the
do
iceberg.
because the match is short.
Yeah.
But as I said, I went down the rabbit hole. I was watching cruiserweight matches and really good ones. I was just like,
Oh,
nah,
yeah.
like this would be a good shout, like for this.
This is actually, if like I do find if you are going to go on, like if you do want to go down a rabbit hole for just WCW and you're like, I want to watch the best of what they had, then I would recommend just every cruiser match that there was.
Yeah.
These were the lads that really they were phenomenal.
They were the workhorses. They were.
Yes.
Really were.
Carried the roster.
I mean, like, it's easy to say like, yeah, then I can't go wrong with a Guerrero match. But for WCW, for the cruiserweight, you could actually say multiple people for that. Like
Yeah.
there was like you had Malenko, you had Jericho, you had Mysterio, you had like the Mexicans, you had the Japanese like lads coming in, like Jushin Liger came in
Yeah.
for a time. Like,
He was another match I was going to pick, but I couldn't find it on YouTube.
Jushin Liger
Such a
has a match with Mysterio, and it's like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Now, it's good, but it was definitely a Japanese pace to it, as opposed to
Yeah.
Oh, hello, Mr.
Speak of the devil.
Look,
Yeah.
no
Look at
tattoo.
that. Look at that little baby.
Yeah. Well, he
He's
has
not jumping
one or
off the
two.
boat.
Oh Jesus!
And like during WCW, he didn't have his mask for most of the run as well. which
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's I'm just that as well. Cause I'm just like, anytime I look at Rey Mysterio on this, I just think of him in like for WCW. I'm just thinking, where are your dungarees? Like it's terrible to say, but I'm like, where
filthy
are your
animals, like-
dungarees? Okay.
Like the filthy
Sir,
animals.
I'll not recognise your
him
match.
without his mask is just.
I'm nearly sure he's in the book as well. TA page 28.
Filthy Animals were the greatest faction of all time, and I won't hear any arguments.
I'm
Right.
not going to argue
In the
about
book-
it. There's,
I'm just gonna say I'm after referring to the book, the Bible, if you will, the WCW Bible, right? And for Rey Mysterio's spread, he is only wearing a mask in one picture, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's like 8 pictures of him, and he has a mask on him. He's such a little baby face. Oh my god!
look at that. Like, just Guerrero right there. Like,
My
you
God.
could see it. Like, when you watch the footage back, you just, like, you could see how good he is.
Yeah. But Eddie was one of the only few people who could pull this off as well. To be
Yes.
that devious and like sinister about it all. Like
But
you know it's up
at
to
the
something.
same time, funny. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. He was cheeky about it.
Like the whole, do you remember? Like I know it's the WWE had done it, but do you remember when him and Chavo were the tag team when they were doing the tag team? But they had the promos that they were doing, and it was like the pool cleaning service or the
Yeah.
on the golf course, the babies, like stupid shit. I remember watching back on some. I remember when I was saying to you, I was watching back on like the WrestleMania Goes Hollywood adverts.
the promos.
And like just some of that, yeah, and then just watching back then all the stuff that Eddie and Chavo did, it was just he really was funny.
Like,
But
So
like he
entertaining.
knew when to be serious. Like he was able to like rip the piss, but he also was like when he had to be serious, he was fucking serious.
he could give you a fucking very compelling story.
Yes.
He could definitely play, like, the major villain when it was needed.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that whole run with
Yeah.
Mysterio in WWE.
Yeah.
Like, the doc for Dominic.
Yeah.
Like, how, like, even in the weeks leading up to his torn.
He's so sinister when he's on the mic doing that. Like you proper feel venom when he's delivering a promo in those.
Oh, there
Yeah.
you go. Look,
Love
Like
it.
that.
gory special.
Mm-mm-mm.
It's not gory bomb.
No.
I know that.
Oh,
Like, that's something you rarely see, though.
Never
Like,
see
going
that.
into the pin.
the great thing is, like, I bet they planned little or nothing of this match.
Yeah.
This is just years of
Years
working
and
for
years.
it. Like,
Yeah.
Yes.
Get
Yes.
fucking in there. That is fucking
Like-
beautiful.
I love seeing this. Like, good
Oh.
wrestling. Solid wrestling.
No. Nice.
How tall is Dean Malenko?
He's not very tall.
5'10", I think, isn't it? 5'9".
Well, he'd be taller than me, anyway. That's for sure.
Hmm.
But that's not hard. I'm very short.
Oh, I don't.
What
don't
happened
hold
to
that
him?
proxy.
This is unorthodox for him.
do you remember he went to WWE and they gave him a pervert gimmick?
Yeah, the ladies' man, wasn't it, or something like
Yeah.
that?
Where he was like trying to like win Lita and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But he
He's
was
like a
working
really-
matches with Lita.
Oh
And they were
yeah.
good.
It's to me that's such a clever intergender match they did because they worked the whole match without him striking her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just had her out wrestling and outsmarting him every turn. So when he did strike her once at the end,
He got the big boo. It's like,
Yeah.
so
like,
well
that's so. It's one of the aspects of wrestling that's sorely missed. Like it's built so well that like he didn't have to do anything to
Yeah.
her. Like
Yeah.
he put her over so good.
so good.
I mean, even with the Hurricanrana especially, because that's a difficult one. Like to just catch someone and be able to hold them for that. There you go.
Fucking hell.
There you go.
That's a fucking drop and a half.
Now, to be honest, I think this is a legitimate injury.
I would not
It
be
looks
fucking
like it.
surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that would explain it.
Like he looks like Eddie looks
Yeah,
winded
he's
for
like-
that. Oh, fuck that.
It's another thing though as well. You can see the ref is like he'd already like gone to him like get up.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, like, that's a rarity for it to
Yeah.
end on a count out for both men.
Yeah.
Not just one, like both.
But like another thing is even without like this thing is let's say for example no one was actually injured from that, right?
Hmm.
I would still find that after watching that happen, I would find the count out to be a believable finish to that match.
Yeah.
But you won't see that
cancel each
nowadays,
other out.
unfortunately.
No, and that's like that kind of annoys me a little bit as well. Like
Mm.
one part of me is like, no, I want to see like the little kind of smart mark in me kind of is like, no, I want to see the finish. I want to see them do everything. I want to see the whole thing. Whereas the child in me is like, I know, oh my God, there's no way he's getting up from that. Oh my God, he's not going to get up from that sort of thing.
And
well.
in follow up to it, because I had to look up what was it was his hip.
Yeah.
Like he had it because the knock. It did something to his hip. So I know he had a match. I think a couple of weeks later or the next week, but yeah, like it was a scary one for him. I know that.
I can imagine.
But again, it's
No, I don't like that.
It like for me that like encapsulates great wrestling done in such a short time, and a very different finish. I know, like it was a bit legitimate as well.
But you can see it's kind of
works, though.
It's part of the story as well. Like literally, like they've kind of cancelled each other out in that sense, and like Eddie has been like obviously injured, which no doubt plays into it later on. So in a way, they're still like, even with the injury, they're still planting a few seeds for later, because like, well, there's no winner to this, so they're going to have to fight again, and people are going to go, yes, I would quite like to see that again. That would be lovely, you know. So now it's just a matter of scorers. So Katey, what would you like to give Malenko Guerrero?
Oh, yeah, no, I love that. I'd forgotten about that match. Thank you for showing me that again. Like,
You're welcome.
1997.
but you know, sometimes when things don't happen on pay-per-view, they just go out of your mind. Like
Yeah.
that was a Nitro match. You know what I
Yep.
mean? Like, that's deadly. And I do love that finish as well, because one of my biggest pet peeves in wrestling is people doing wild top rope moves that get a 2 count. Like, I just like, why are you supersizing the move and it's not finishing the match? Like,
Yes.
Or at the
Thank
very
you.
least, a double down to like go
Until
into
9.
Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like when someone does like a German off the second or something like that, and it like, that's not something they usually do, and they've put it in the match and it's only a 2 count. Like, I don't get that at all. Like, I hate it.
It diminishes the value of that actual move and like how effective it's supposed to be.
Yeah, because for me, top rope is obviously high risk. Look, my fucking life story. But
I can't wait to watch the lifestyle move, or the lifetime
Life and Times of Katey Harvey.
Katey Harvey, free from the top rope. It's just like,
And I'm free falling.
do you know, I stood at the top. It's not the worst I've heard. I've stood at the top rope once since I came back training, and I literally just stood there and went, I'm getting back down. I just climbed back down again.
yeah. Well, I wanted to ask that actually. Is it still like because when you're like, okay, so when I've broken an awful lot of bones, and I've in really kind of stupid ways and really simple ways, but like yours was obviously a lot bigger. Like, you did it on a bigger scale as to what I would do. Like, I tripped out my fucking front door and I broke a knee, like, sort of thing. So I'm just kind of curious, like, how I'm very broken, I know. How, like, are you, like, how is that affecting you? Like, is it this point where you're like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to be able to do this? Or is it, I'm never going up there again?
I think I will go back up eventually. But the other thing is, like, I think it'll mean more when I eventually go back up.
Yeah.
You know, like, if and people know the story, they'll be like, oh shit, this is a big deal because she's gone to the top rope.
Because anytime I watch any lads or any of the girls do something where I know an injury has happened the last time you've done that, I shit myself.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you remember Corvin did one in Belfast when he went over the top rope
dive.
and he did his shoulder, right? Now, we were sitting right at the side, and we saw him crash down, and literally straight away the two of us were like, oh no. And that was it. And then he went and he fucking did something like it again not too long afterwards, and straight away I felt my stomach just get tight, and I'm like, oh, what are you doing? Don't do it. It's like, so that's what I'm always kind of curious as to, because especially for your one, actually, because like, fuck, like, I mean, you like, you didn't do it by half, Katey. Like, I know. It was
those situations are so goddamn scary, like, because like when that happened, like, because there's so many like moving parts for that match, like normally my job is to go out, check on them and make sure if they can't do it, then I get help for them. But because like the match is still going, people are trying to like
Work
move
around
on
it.
and just
Yeah.
work
Yeah.
around it. I have no chance to go out and check, so
Yeah.
it's
Darren-
scary for me because I'm constantly like, are they okay? Are they okay?
Yeah, Darren's one was another one.
That was a
Remember
nasty one.
Darren when he did his head, and that was another because when I heard Katie hit the ground, that was the first thing that
The
popped
thought.
into my head. I was like, oh
Yeah.
my god, her head. Like I actually thought, I was like, oh my god, she's after doing a Darren Kearney to herself. Like she's. I don't mean like that sounds terrible. I don't mean that, but like that's I assumed as like she's after walloping her head. She's definitely cut her head open somewhere. Like she.
Yeah.
And then when it was actually, it's like, no, it's her elbows. And I remember Justy had said, and he goes, no, it's something else. Like, and I was like, oh, thank God, it's not like a head injury though. And he was like,
Yeah.
I don't. He goes, I don't think it's much better. Like, what's after happening, sort of thing.
I think it was the best case scenario, as ridiculous as that sounds, because like I landed in a perfect front bump, which means I didn't break my shoulders, my collarbone, my neck, or hit my head. Like,
because like
exactly.
to me, that is the best case scenario.
Yeah.
That my elbows exploded. You know,
Yeah.
like,
It was the
Maybe
perfect
worse.
example of a front bump being used effectively, unfortunately. But
too effectively.
imagine,
some
like,
might say.
yeah,
'Cause
like,
I mean,
unfortunately.
I think we've seen kind of what shoulder injuries though as well can do to an awful lot of wrestlers. So it's like I think a shoulder injury does seem to be kind of a fucking black card of death for some people.
Yeah,
like us pops into my head when I think of him because he, like, one shoulder injury led to 4 more, led to retirement, and then even when you think of Randy Orton as well, like Randy Orton suffers really all the time with shows. Now he has a condition anyway, that I remember reading about before. So it's like it does seem to be like shoulders like seems to be the worst one, like obviously in a neck injury, but like in a capacity,
I think it's one of those joints that once you've done damage to that joint, it's kind of like it's almost like you've worn it, and it's like it's easier for it to pop out. I think it's the same thing. Like it's the same thing with like knee joints. Like if you've become double jointed in your knee, then that knee is like constantly like is inviting itself to go back underneath itself. Like.
It's still making the noise. It's still making the weird clicky noise.
But
like,
yeah, you know what I mean. Then like once you've made that like groove in your bone, like it wants to go back there. Like it's
the arthritis is growing. And it's becoming strong in my right knee, and I'm really not looking forward to December when it gets really cold and I'll feel it in my bones.
Oh, I know, but you know what? I know exactly what you mean. It's horrible.
It's so terrible.
I'll tell you what, a few months ago I was at a show and I was rubbing my elbows without thinking about it, and Bonesaw comes up and he goes, that's going to happen. And
my dad said the same thing to me. I was like, I got like this weird chill, and I was like, and I just instinctively, I just kind of went to my knee, and my dad's like, it's called arthritis, and I just went, oh, that's what that is. Okay. And I just kind of went, okay, and then I'm like, I'm 26, like that's the worst thing.
One of the scariest injuries, but also the most infuriating, is he happened at WrestlePops. I think Katie, you were at the show as well.
I was at that one.
No, I don't think I was at that one.
So this was.
Sorry, was this the dive outside of the ring where it was just turned into a fucking bloodbath?
Yeah.
So for that.
Essentially,
so
we had an aviator. Do you remember that? I'm tiptoeing around the name. Yeah. So a certain aviator went for his spring off the rope, flip to the outside. Misjudged it and hit his head off the beam.
Oh my god! It was a legit
he
plane
fucking
crash.
cracked himself like holy Jesus.
Proper thump.
That
blood dropped straight away. Ospreay, because this is the main event. Coincidentally, Justy's only main event on OTT. So
and we were so disappointed when he came out as well. Oh my god! I was freaked. I was livid.
As soon as the spot happens, obviously my instinct kicked in. Is he okay? All right, we see blood. Get him in. We'll get him out. We'll pin him and get him back.
Flip Gordon was the one that went for the
roll
pin.
him in.
Yes.
Pin 1, 2, kick out.
Oh, of course he did.
Yeah. But straight away, I said it to him, stay fucking down.
Yeah, because I remember
I can still go. No, you can't.
No.
You have spun a leap, son.
Flip eventually got him to do the pin, and then it was done, and then it was like 4 people had to carry him out, and we were like,
yeah,
you should be dead. Like that.
Like that was, and then obviously then Justy made his return, and everyone was like, "Oh!" Like,
Could
it
this
was
get
so
worse?
bitter. It's like, there's no way this match is going to get any worse than it already has. There's been a death. We've seen someone die. There's no way it can get much worse. Yep.
No, he
It's
would
an
be delighted at that reaction.
He said I think it was like a stadium show. John has got me on camera flipping him off, like literally me in the middle of saying "fuck you, Justy." And in a WhatsApp group, I was in work one day and he sent the picture to the WhatsApp group and he's like, Amy, me and you need to have a fucking word. I was like, over this, okay? I was like, no, that was to Sammy. I was telling Sammy to fuck off. And he goes, really? Really? I'm like, yeah, we love you. You had a great match.
Justy.
He was like, I can hear the sarcasm through your messages. Like, what the fuck? I was like, sorry, gotta go. I'm back to work.
So, but yeah, like it's one of those, like, what I don't get is with the younger, because obviously, like, you're younger, you feel you're invincible, but it's like, no, we're doing this to save you. So please, like, actually listen to us.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I get worried with the young lads that come up, because like they want to go, they want to impress, they want to do well, and we get that. But at the end of the day, it's like your health is the bigger concern.
Exactly.
You know,
You can always
you know,
wrestle another match.
Yeah.
Kate
So now
is just showing them her matches each time, are you? Just show them your joke, being like,
Here's what not to happen.
Here's what you don't do, okay?
They go, look at this! Look what
Justin
Justin did to
Daniels, you
me!
get down off that top rope immediately before I throw something at you.
Oh,
Do you know, I have shouted
Katie's
that
going
before.
full mammy
Yes.
now at this point.
Oh, I do,
Yes.
yeah. I got them backstage before the show.
If
They
you
get
fall off that
Vulcan.
top rope, don't come running to me with your broken elbows. I tell you now.
Like, believe me, like recently, like we actually called Katie in to give out to Big Rab
Yeah.
for
That
a
this has
recent
happened.
show. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm
I-
so happy. I'm so happy.
I'm well known for post-show bollockins if I think somebody's done something dangerous or they're not taking
Nice.
an injury seriously. Like, that's
Yeah.
what I do.
Because
yes,
it was said
this is
to,
why you're queen.
Mammy of Irish wrestling.
but it was no joke
Oh.
because like Big Rab, unfortunately, like he got hit really hard in the head, and I seen it, and then EMS seen it, and straight away said he has to go, but he wouldn't. So eventually it just got to the point. It's like, okay, can you just have a word with him, please? Straight away she walks in. It's like, what's wrong? Okay, you have to go. No messing. Go.
And you know what? I had him in a car in 5 minutes.
Yeah. So we didn't mess around. We were like, yes, thank God. At least like someone's like, at least he's actually listening to someone.
I have to be the
Yeah.
authority. Like, it's my job there.
Yes. No, don't. No. Never feel bad for being the fucking bad guy. It's like, well, not the bad guy, for
I
being the
kind of enjoy it
responsible.
sometimes.
You're the adult in this situation,
I
okay?
think that,
And it's a cross that some of us just have to bear.
if we're still having this conversation about the stupidest injuries I've ever seen, Tina, do you mind? My one has to go to DCW, right? John Jennings, God
Oh,
love
no.
him. The Green Isle Hotel, right? It was a 13-match card, which was torture in of itself. And one of the matches had Jennings going up against Insano, I think it was. And the problem was, right, it was Green Isle Hotel conference room. And the roof
is low.
like was so fucking low, right? Like literally, if you reach the top turnbuckle, you are hitting the roof, right? Key thing here, right? So Jennings is about 6'1", 6'2", right? So he thinks, okay, I might be able to do like a drop kick on Brett's rope and then do it that way. But alas, he does the drop kick and his arc takes him to the top of the fucking roof. Clunk! One of the fucking ceiling tiles falls down. He hits the drop kick and his scar, and there's a scar right here, blood everywhere, and he's fucking sent to Tala Hospital during the show.
But this should tell you how long the show went. He went
And came
and
back.
was able to come back, and the show still wasn't even ended.
Oh my
No,
God.
he came back for the main event.
Yeah.
He was there fucking bandaged up like he'd just been shot in the head by the fucking, like, the Kaiser's men. Like,
Oh, we digress.
I just
Yeah.
realized. Yeah, I just realized something. I just realized something. We went
I
off on
haven't
a
given my
tangent there.
score. Yeah.
yeah.
I just realized I don't think I've given a score in this. I'm gonna start this off. I give this a 9.
9.
9.
Okay.
I turned into Foxy. 9.
Nah.
I'm gonna go big. I'm gonna go 10.
Oh,
There's no
10.
flaws in this match.
Yeah, like I'm kind of inclined to say the same. I'm not. Admittedly, I have not watched a lot of Malenko, but like for someone who looks quite unassuming, he fucking throws hard. Like he is a proper fucking like off you fucking pop wrestler. Like so, yeah. I was totally won over in just this match, and I want to see more. I want to see more of him and Eddie. Like that match has really, really got that in me now because I want to see like, well, this is what they can do in 9 minutes on Nitro. I want to see what they can do in 20 on a pay-per-view. So it's
watch him against Mysterio.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Like it's made me want to watch more of both of them, which I think is what they were kind of trying to do in that match. Like that was not the be all and end all. That was chapter 1, chapter 2, whatever it is. So yeah, that it worked for me. So I'm going to give that a 9 as well.
Foxy wins.
Foxy wins. Yeah.
28.
29. Yeah.
28. I actually.
28. Yes.
I just want to point out something here, just because I just remember when you were saying that you didn't like, because you weren't like 100% sure, like on like the WCW and stuff like that. The reason for this, point out, what was the first wrestling match you ever saw again?
Are you saying this to me?
Was it 2000? No, this is to Jonathan, because I believe,
yes.
what was it, The Undertaker versus Jeff Hardy's ladder match on Raw?
That was the first
wrestling match.
Yes,
Wow.
that's right.
So he didn't get into wrestling until 2000.
When all the hype was gone, I missed the Attitude Era completely.
Well,
So-
to be fair, I
2002,
missed it as well because I was watching WCW.
Fair, yeah, that's fair.
At least,
I'd say it's fun to catch up.
That was,
Yeah.
yeah. Like, I mean, like, you enjoyed the catch up on it, because I found that I couldn't get over that when you said that was your first match that you watched, because the first match I had ever watched was literally Yokozuna versus Undertaker in 1994 Royal Rumble. That was the first match I ever watched. I got to, like, my brothers got to stay up. Therefore, me being the pissy child that I am, I demanded to stay up as well. And I fell asleep, and I woke up for that match because Damien got scared, because the Undertaker scared Damien as a kid.
Actually.
And I was like, I was drawn to it. And then I think I saw Scott Hall, I saw Razor Ramon then for the first time, and I was hook, line, and sinker. And that was me set for life then. So the age of 4, thanks to Scott Hall. Like, that's the weirdest fucking thing ever.
So obviously, like, points have been given.
Yes.
Now, as we close this, like, we can't like thank you enough for coming on, Katey,
Yes.
because like it's something that
It
we
was
want.
fun.
We wanted to get someone on that like had a different perspective. So like we thought like with WCW it'd be very good for yourself, and we're all happy about it for doing it, because it's like we found that we actually enjoy a lot more of WCW.
Oh my
Amy
God,
wants to watch more with you.
Yes, that's the
yeah,
goal.
I'm like, I'm proper, like, I'm very into this now. I'm kind of like, you might expect a message from me, being like, where do you recommend to start?
I'll have
So-
a list of recommendations. Go through your book and then just send me a picture and I'll send you their best
I have
match.
the book. I can't believe
There you
I
go.
actually have this. Like,
Like,
go through your
believe me,
Bible.
we wanted to get Keen on for this, because we think that he'd be great at the likes of like gimmick matches or worse matches kind of thing.
Yeah.
Same with Justy.
Yeah.
Like Justy's a good show as well. But
Fran
But
is
yeah.
still pushing that when we get Justy, he still wants to be on the Justy show.
did you have a good time, Katey, doing it?
I did. I just spent it's 2020 and I just watched WCW all evening and chatted about it. Like, that's an amazing win.
There you go. Like,
This is the peak of
Who
my
said
2020. like, this is a top 5 highlight of 2020. Like,
yeah.
Quote her on that. We can quote her on that.
Yeah, that's getting on the blocks for it. That is.
But like, no, like we're delighted to have you on. We're delighted that you had a good time. For anyone that's like watching, we hope that like you enjoy, you like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, because it does help.
Just before we sign off,
Yes.
Foxy, you won.
Yes.
You get to pick the next team, my
What?
friend.
You get to pick the next team. What's
Best
the next
referee
team?
matches.
Best ref bump. I can use my Frank Abbott.
Otherwise, I'll be using clips of me, like Walter. Like, Jesus.
Oh, I have a lot of them as well. I have a lot. And not the only thing is I can't use them because I'm screaming obscenities at you. So I can't use them.
You
It just makes me
can.
look crazy. No, it makes me look crazy, man. I look really bad.
As if you need help looking
But
crazy.
we knew that anyway, so. No, but
Have you ever watched the stadium show where a certain wrestler comes out to a certain song and
Yes.
I actually lose my shit? To the
Oh,
extent
believe
where
me, I
someone
was
nearly
there.
had to pull me back. Yeah,
Yeah.
when we're not recording, I'll say
that never happened.
because
It never happens.
Yeah.
That's a fake.
That was a lie.
Doesn't
That's a lie.
exist. Doesn't exist.
A similar event
No.
did.
But yeah, so you get to pick the next. You get to pick
So.
the next one. If you don't have one now, it's alright.
I don't
You
have
won't
one
put you on
now,
the spot. The Undertakers. Undertakers.
No,
There you go.
no, we went through Undertaker. So, no, I don't have a theme right now, but like I will I'll come up with a couple and let the people at home actually like pick on it.
That's a
'Cause
shout.
I have a good
Yes.
in mind.
Okay. Yeah. good
But
one,
on
good
that
one.
note,
Believer in
again,
people.
thank you, Katie. Thank you for joining us. I've been Foxy. That's been Amy. That's been Jonathan. And this has been Watch Graps with me. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Toodaloo. Thanks, Tina.